The rule of five. The rule of five is the next logical step in the concurrent separation from the oneness that is the Creator, our Lord God, Jesus, the energy, or whatever you believe in. As I have already explained, once God separated his soul, like Lord Voldemort with the Horcrux in Harry Potter, into many different fragments to create the beings and nature of the world. Thus he created the concept of evil as a paradox to his goodness, because when it was just God and the angels in heaven, all as equals, Lucifer had no reason to be jealous of anyone. But when the separation was created, that's what caused the rift in the peace and forced Lucifer to want to disobey God. So anyways, as I have explained, in a battle of good versus evil, the good guy should never be aiming to simply draw, or tie, or be equal to the evil. The good guy should be aiming to defeat the evil unanimously and cleanly. Therefore, like in a game of rock, paper, scissors, you must structure your battles against evil in odd amounts of chapters, thus giving you the opportunity to win decisively and overbear the evil in the end. So I preach the rule of three, but in professional wrestling on special epic occasions matches can even go up to 5 parts. This is usually utilized in Japanese wrestling, independent wrestling, and big money shows for the main promotions. This technique is broken up into 5 chapters, which, in and of themselves, contain 3 verses each. Allow me to explain it to you. Chapter 1. The Baby Shine Babyface is wrestling terminology for the good guy. The Baby Shine is the start of the match, where the babyface shows that, on a normal day, if it wasn't for the fact that the heel, aka bad guy, is a cheat, the babyface is better than the heel and could win the match easily. This would be displayed by the babyface and heel locking up, then the babyface hitting a hip toss on the heel, then hitting a suplex on the heel, and then finally hitting a big body slam on the heel. Before the heel bails out of the ring to catch a breather, the babyface then spills out of the ring to chase the heel for being such a coward. But the heel runs away, slides into the ring, the face follows him, but the heel is ready for him and stomps him into the mat before he gets to his feet. This is called the cut-off and is the beginning of Chapter 2. Chapter 2. The heel heat. Whereas the Baby Shine was quick and snappy, the heel heat is long and slow, in order to get the audience to resent the heel and build up the tension of the match. The heel heat is separated by 3 hope spots, which are basically tension-building conventions to get the crowd to anticipate the babyface's comeback, but then douse their flame of hope again as the heel cuts off the comeback. The example of this is that the heel, throughout his heat, is punching the baby in the face. The referee warns him not to use a closed fist, so he gets the babyface in a headlock, turns his back to the referee, and punches the babyface in the head, whilst holding him in a headlock. The crowd grow angry, so the referee asks the heel if he punched the babyface, and the heel says no, whilst maintaining the headlock. But the babyface powers out of the headlock, sends the heel off the ropes, but the heel comes charging back off the ropes and decapitates the babyface with a clothesline. The heel heat continues. Again the heel gets the baby in a headlock, turns his back to the ref, but this time the babyface lifts him up with a big back suplex. But the heel lands on his feet, then hits a nasty rude awakening neckbreaker on the babyface, jarring the back of the baby's head onto his shoulder. Finally, the heel takes the padding off the corner turnbuckle, exposing the steel ring, and declares that he's about to make the babyface bleed. He goes to slam the baby's face into the corner, but the babyface blocks it with his foot, then reverses it and slams the heel's face into the exposed steel turnbuckle ring as the crowd go wild. This is the babyface cut off and the start of the next chapter. Chapter 3. The comeback, the babyface comeback, is what was foreshadowed in the Baby Shine. It is a succession of 3 trademark moves, from the babyface followed by a pin attempt. That would usually get the 3 count and end the match on a regular not-so-epic occasion. So for example, the babyface would put the heel in the corner, climb up to the second rope of that very same corner, and deliver 10 punches to the heel's face as the crowd count along. Then the babyface would send the heel off the ropes and meet him with a vicious big boot. Then the babyface would climb to the top rope and come down onto the heel with a massive big splash attack. Then go for the pin. Wah! The heel kicks out. Then we move on to Chapter 4,